Granted, I'm not comparing myself to Mike. I'm not. This is not that.
Keane in production.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. All creatives have a method to the madness that is their creation. And today we're going to talk about mine because I'm a poet. Let's get into it. On the last video, I asked that people submit some questions or things they just wanted to see on my channel. And one of those things, which I'm so happy about, like I love that you want to know this. But one of those things was my writing process, or if I have a writing process. For me, my writing process is really random and sporadic because I am that person, if I think about something while I'm in public, or even when I'm like half asleep, or if I'm asleep, I will wake up or separate myself from the group and write down whatever it is that I'm thinking. Sometimes it might be a full poem, or it just might be like a line or something. So if you were to look at my phone, like where I keep my poems and stuff, you would see a bunch of unfinished poems, but when they come together, fire. And I actually have a poem called Unfinished Poems, which is interesting. My writing style and my writing process, or process, I like the way process sounds. How do you say it? Do you say pro with a long O? Or do you say pra? Process, I don't know. My writing comes as I live. I'm more of a live in the moment kind of person. I've lost so many ideas because I didn't take that time to stop and just write them down. And looking back, like right after I lose that idea, I'm like, crap, why didn't I stop and take the time to write it down? My process really is inspiration based. It's based on how I'm feeling. It's based on my mood. It's based on what just happens to come to me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's get back to the video. If you've ever been around me and I just separate myself from the group, it's either because I'm arguing with somebody. I don't argue. That's not me. But it's more than likely me writing a poem or a thought that came to mind. And I separate myself because for me, it's like the world stops, like everything stops until I get this thought out and then I come back. It's kind of like a daydream, but I'm writing out the daydream, if that makes sense. Normally, when I'm ready to finalize a poem and I just get inspired to write but don't have any new ideas coming in, I will put myself in a setting that's really peaceful in nature, or I set the mood, so to speak, for myself at home. I'm really big on candles, incense, and I like lights and things moving around. That would be my setting. Other artists and other creators have their own type of setting, and no specific setting is right or wrong because it's very unique to you. The weirdest time for me to become inspired is when I'm either half asleep or when I'm dreaming. And for me, that's weird because it's made me become a lucid dreamer. And I don't know if that happened because I started meditating. I don't know why. But now when I'm dreaming, I'm able to tell myself, yo, this is a dream. This is not real. And I'll wake up. So if I'm getting inspired in a dream, I'll write something down in the dream, or I'll think about it in the dream. And then I'm like, wait, no, I really got to write this down. And I will wake myself up and I'll write it down and then I'll go right back to sleep. As long as I get that thought out, I'm fine. If I don't get that thought out, that dream is going to be trash. Like the dream is not going to go right because I'm going to keep like repeating the thought that I had. And then when I wake up, I miss it. So I try to wake myself up when I'm dreaming so I can write something down. But I come up with the best poems when I'm half asleep. I think it's because my mind is constantly racing. Like I think a lot right before I go to sleep. Sometimes I just have to force myself to go to sleep. And it made me kind of think of a statement that Michael Jackson made. Granted, I'm not comparing myself to Mike. I'm not. This is not that. It was something along the lines of him not being able to sleep because he gets inspired and he has to write down whatever it is that he needs to write down, or lay down whatever track it is, because he doesn't want someone else to take that idea. And I'm that kind of person. Needless to say, I have plenty of sleepless nights because I have to get things written down. And sometimes I cannot go back to sleep if that thought was just so good and I'm just like, I gotta really dive into this thought and get it together. And I think that that is my creative side, just trying to make sense of the thought that I'm having. I do that because I want other people to understand where I'm coming from, and I don't want it to just be one of those things that I understand and nobody really gets, because that doesn't really make sense. And I'm one of those people, I want to make sense when I'm conveying ideas. But that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this content. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment in the comment section below if you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, anything that you want to get out. Make sure you let me know if you like to say process or process. I don't think either way is wrong. You can ask Siri, you can ask the internet, but how do you like to say that word? All right? I'll see y'all on the next one.